Hello and welcome back, all my Dragon Ball theorists. With tons of Merus theories flying around, I wanted to share with you a story today, one that addresses a problem in Dragon Ball Super's timeline of there being two Omni-Kings. This is a situation where we have always wondered how it would eventually play out, or what they had planned for a story with two Zenos. I seriously doubt that it is a scenario that can go on forever. So how does it eventually get fixed? How do we restore the proper god hierarchy where there is only one ruler of everything? Well, maybe this guy has some answers. You know, Merus, or should I say the Grand Priest from the Future Trunks timeline that was erased. Wait, hold the phone. How is that even possible? Well, with the Grand Priest being the servant of Zeno, it would only make sense that he still exists and is seeking to fulfill that function. That is his job. As long as there are two Zenos, there are in fact two Grand Priests. So how did he end up becoming Merus and at the Galactic Patrol in Universe 7 helping Goku train for Ultra Instinct? I never thought you would ask, so let's get started with the story. As Zamasu was becoming the universe itself, there was nothing our heroes could do, until at last, Goku remembers he has the Zeno button. What is fascinating is that it actually didn't call the Zeno that gave him the button. Instead, it brought future Zenchan, who was confused and didn't even know who Goku was. The rest is history, and after pointing out Zamasu to future Zeno, he said a world like this can't exist. In order to destroy this multiversal Zamasu, he needed to erase the entire timeline. Everything, the entire multiverse itself. I know for some time it was debated that it was only Universe 7 that was erased. However, in Jump magazine, it was definitively stated that Zeno erased the entire multiverse to destroy Zamasu. Which makes sense. So as we know, there was this void of nothingness left that Goku came back for Zeno to bring him to the present timeline. Goku, with his quick thinking, remembered that he promised the present Zeno that he would bring an even better friend than himself to play with. Although he didn't really consider any consequences of two Zenos, but there is someone else who did. There is an interesting theory out that Merus is the Grand Priest in disguise, and it is his way to check out Universe 7 without anyone knowing. If you remember back when Goku first brought future Zeno to the palace, he was more than excited about his idea to get these guys together. After he introduced them, they hit it off of course, and the Grand Priest asks, "Whis, was this your idea?" He said no, it was Son Goku's. The Grand Priest states he envies Universe 7, then Whis invites him to visit sometime, to which his father responds, yeah, at some point. So an idea was born that Merus is the Grand Priest in disguise, and he is actually checking out Universe 7 finally, and this is why he must conceal his powers. It's a fun idea to think about, and partly correct. Yes, Merus could be the Grand Priest, but he couldn't be the one from the present timeline. If you remember, our Grand Priest has double duty now thanks to Goku. He has not one but two Omni-Kings to look after and keep from being bored or erasing something on a whim. There is no way he could leave his job watching them and take a vacation for all the time he had disguised as Merus. Also, if it was the Grand Priest from our timeline, who is he hiding his powers from exactly? Why would he care if Whis knows he is finally visiting Universe 7? There is no real reason to do any of that and stay hidden for so long, or drag Goku into a different dimension to train him so he can finally reveal his powers and identity he has been hiding. So while I enjoy this theory, it doesn't quite make the most sense. There has to be another way that makes sense for the Grand Priest to be disguised as Merus and spend so much time in Universe 7 to become the #1 galactic elite. To have a true hidden agenda that involves fixing the entire god hierarchy that Goku changed when he pressed the Zeno button. The only way this makes any sense is for Merus to be the future Grand Priest. Wait, didn't future Zeno erase the Grand Priest when he erased that entire timeline? No, he didn't. I do have a video out explaining what Zeno can't erase, and the angels, as we know, are absolved from it because of their divine job. As Whis says, my position is different from yours, Beerus-sama. However, in the Future Trunks timeline, all the angels have disappeared because after Zamasu's careful calculations, he killed all the gods by assassinating all the Supreme Kais. Since there is a life link between the Supreme Kai and God of Destruction, it was easy to dispose of them. Then, as Whis has stated, when a deity of an angel serves dies, his function is suspended until another god appears. So Zeno never erased any angels, and that leaves only the Grand Priest in that timeline. The servant of Zeno who guides him in making decisions, and then on that day, Goku changed everything. He pressed the button. Now let's take a look into exactly what happened. Zeno's palace is on a plane of existence that is separate from the multiverse. Here, the Grand Priest is an attendant to the ruler of everything. Here, Zeno and the Grand Priest can look down upon each universe as we see them represented on the pillars outside his palace. We even seen the two Zenos play games with actual planets, destroying them for fun, just merely reaching into the universe with a finger and pushing a planet out of the way as if it was nothing. This is Zeno's world and a plane of existence beyond the normal existence of everything. So on that day when the Grand Priest was filling his job function at Zeno's palace, Goku pressed the button and right before the Daishinkan, the ruler of everything vanished. He was summoned by Goku to take care of Zamasu, and he did just that. In an effort to destroy Zamasu, he erased the timeline, and now the Grand Priest is looking out into the great void of what once was a magnificent multiverse from the palace. Intrigued by these events, he continues to watch. Keep in mind, this Grand Priest has never met Goku and is curious as to why he has a Zeno button to begin with. Suddenly, Goku appears again and takes future Zeno to the present right before his eyes. The Grand Priest smiles and says, "Looks like I will be going to this timeline to find out more about these mortals and see what has happened to Zeno." So that is exactly what he did. We were all wondering, where did Merus come from, and why wasn't he around to stop Frieza if he is in the Galactic Patrol? Answer is simple, he wasn't in the timeline yet. He arrived at the same time as Goku was taking Zeno to the palace. The Grand Priest followed Goku and Zeno to the Universe 7 in the present. He then disguised himself and joined the Galactic Patrol to get a better understanding of these fascinating mortals that made friends with Zeno somehow in another time. So while the entire Tournament of Power arc was taking place, Merus, who is the future Grand Priest, was watching and establishing himself in this timeline in Universe 7. He couldn't reveal himself while the tournament was going on for a very specific reason that I will get into later. Then suddenly Moro escapes and he is merely playing along and trying not to reveal his powers and goes to Earth to kidnap Boo, and this is the first time the future Grand Priest meets Goku and Vegeta in person, to which he states, "The Goku and Vegeta." So naturally the Grand Priest takes both of them as he has plans for them to handle this situation for him. The future Grand Priest does actually have a plan that he will act out when the time is right. So disguised as Merus, he doesn't want to reveal his actual identity to cause an issue with anything transpiring in this timeline. Having two Zenos is already an issue that he plans to resolve at some point, but not before finding out why Zeno has such an interest in Goku to begin with. So as we know, at any point Merus could have defeated Moro. Even Goku eventually called him out on it, saying, "Even if you are fighting seriously," which after Manga chapter 52, we finally find out that Merus knows Ultra Instinct, that he is likely somehow an angel. That he purposely brought Goku into the room of spirit and time not just to train him, but because he could reveal his true powers and identity to him, to find out everything he can about this mortal that has become friends with Zeno. Here is where the future Grand Priest will teach Goku Ultra Instinct and reveal to him who he really is. You see, he wants to help Goku, but he really doesn't want to interfere in another timeline. He is only on this adventure because his Omni-King was brought here and he is letting him have his fun in this timeline before he acts out his plan to restore the future one and bring the future Zeno back to it. Remember how I started this video off? How can we restore the God hierarchy to its original position where there aren't two Zenos in one existence? The answer is simple, but it can only be accomplished in the present timeline. Unfortunately, the Super Dragon Balls were shattered in the future, so Zamasu's Zero Mortal plan couldn't be undone by anyone. So the future Grand Priest needed to come to this timeline that has Super Dragon Balls in it. After he helps Goku with his training and this Moro arc comes to its conclusion, everyone is now back at Zeno's palace. Merus, aka the future Grand Priest, can gather all the Super Dragon Balls and make a wish to restore the future timeline that was erased. As we know, they are the only thing with enough power to reverse every universe being erased by Zeno. This is when we will finally see two Grand Priests together, one for each Zeno. This is when the future Grand Priest will discuss his adventure in Universe 7 with the present one. This is when we will finally have future Zeno return to his appropriate place. The future Zeno thanks both Grand Priests for letting him have his fun in this timeline, and he hopes to visit again. The future Zeno says some final words to Zeno. "Hey, now that my timeline is restored, maybe you can come visit and we can do that Tournament of Power thing again." Vegeta looks at Goku and says, "If you even say one word, I swear, Kakarot." Goku chuckles, and finally, this is the conclusion of the Galactic Patrol arc, and all balance is restored in the multiverse, both present and future. I hope everyone has enjoyed my story of the two Grand Priests and why Merus is the Grand Priest from the future trying to restore his timeline. Hope everyone has an amazing weekend, and if you enjoy stories like this one, please check out my Deep Information and Stories playlist. Now tell me, who do you think Merus really is? Is he a fallen angel like I said in another theory, or could he possibly be the future Grand Priest? I always love to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share it and smash that like button. Also, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell to keep those theories coming.